We're back on this one. If y'all don't remember, connections were loose on this board. I'm going to reuse everything I can, but replace this board, put an inline fuse, and probably put a 9340 right there. And in the process, I hope to show you how I wire these up. Now I'm trying to look at these relays, these heat relays, and see if they're DC or I think those are straight 24 volts AC. I'm gonna have to take a picture and make sure. They're DC coils, and I'm not 100% certain that this board don't convert to DC. I don't see one of those rectifiers on here, so I'm just going to replace those with a sequencer. What I'm going to salvage off this board is this transformer. And something I'm going to try to point out later is you need to identify which of those two power wires, black or red, is going to be common. Now normally common is the black one. One of them's going to be run, one of them's going to be common. Common is normally the black one, but because the way this is wired, black goes directly to the heat strips, I'm going to make red my common, because your sequencer needs to break common, and I'll explain a little more about that in just a minute. All right, those are all the components I'm going to need. 2-pole sequencer, a blower relay, and a transformer. So we're completely doing away with that board. I'm reusing the transformer, new relay, and sequencer. Now, one of the reasons I say you got to identify which one is going to be common, the leg that's broken to your heat strips needs to be common. Now, if we really wanted to, we could rewire this and make it black. I'm just going to continue to use what we got. So, you see that goes to my sequencer. Goes to my heat strip. And these other reds, these right here, are going to go on this side of the sequencer. So this is going to be my common. I've already predetermined that. So when this makes, it's going to send the 240 volts over to my normally closed, excuse me, right here, normally closed, which will power my blower motor. So you need to identify which one's common on your blower motor. And if you've already identified that it's going to be this wire right here, it's pretty easy to wire. So the other wire over here is going to be my run. Look right here, I have this wire going through the existing limit to the bottom of the sequencer. So this is going to go to my white wire. And I have power going in here, power going in here, and it breaks through here. So like I said, this is going to be common. It's going to feed normally open, and this is going to feed normally closed. All right, like I said, this is one leg of my power. So this goes to normally open. What that means is when this gets 24 volts, these two close. Now put power to my blower motor. When it is not energized, this opens and this one closes. So if you just have a call for heat, electric heat, this will close and send power to the blower motor. While I've got this disconnected, I haven't been able to test any of this. All right, that has continuity. That has continuity. That has continuity, and that does. So all of those pieces are good. What I'm doing here, this right here is going to be one of my legs of power to my transformer. And this one right here, where's my other black wire? Here we go. I know it's hard to see. That's going to be one of my legs to my transformer. And this one is going to also tee off and give one of my legs to my blower motor. Alright, so this is going to be my other leg for my blower motor. This is my common, which is normally closed, fed from the sequencer, normally open, fed from the power all the time on the sequencer. So this one goes to the other leg of power, and that's where I have this splitter right there that I'm going to hook onto the heat strip. Alright, I know it looks like a jumbled up mess, and this is going to be my green. These are my common. This is my red. I have it fused. And this orange goes through here to a white one. So, like I said, this is common, so it feeds common on the blower. Follow that back to here, and that breaks this leg of power to my heat strips. So basically you just got to decide which one's going to be run and which one is going to be common. My other leg of my blower goes to the other power leg that goes on the heat strips. So this has power all the time, and this one gets power through the sequencer. Alright, all we have to do is push this back in, wire up the low voltage, and we're done. Okay, so that y'all see, this is finished. I came up here loaded for bear, but that's done. Now all we got to do is test everything. Alright, I don't know how much of that video was useful, but everything checked out. Heat strips work, heat pump works, it runs in heat and cool, and it's probably much more dependable than it ever was, and it did smoke up the house. So thanks for watching.